Hey everybody, I'm JimClassic and you are watching Geekin', and for today's video I would like to talk about the Masters of the Universe Masterverse series, New Adventures of He-Man Skeletor. And here we have Skeletor still in the package. I know I'm a couple of months late on this guy, but I figured I had some time now to do it, so I decided to do it real quick. We have New Adventures Skeletor right there in packaging, open window, because this isn't Hasbro. Good job, Mattel. And it just says He-Man, even though this is the New Adventures of He-Man Skeletor, Mattel. On the side, we have a really cool action shot of Skeletor wielding his Havoc staff, and you know, like this is the New Adventures version, which tried to reinvent He-Man. And on the other side, we have, on the back, we have Skeletor just charging at you with the Havoc staff, and we have a creepy moon with a skull face. I don't really remember much about the cartoon show. Maybe that was Skeletor's new location. But I really got to point this out. I love the artwork on this figure. I mean, Skeletor just looks fantastic. He's like all cybernetic and shit. The Havoc staff looks good. The background, like even this is like the city in the background there. The box art is so good. I know I sometimes gush about the box art, but I love it. This is why I want collector's cards or an art book of all this stuff. Like, I love the box art. This is the reason why I keep some of these boxes, because of the box art. Anyway, product shot, Merman, Grizzlor, Buzz-Off, Fakor, which I really want to get Fakor, but I haven't got. I don't even know if he's available yet, but Fakor is definitely on my list. Anyway, that's enough about the box. Otherwise, it's just a box. All right, let's open this guy up and see what he is all about. Anyway, here is Skeletor out of the packaging, and he looks really good. I totally dig this. I said this before, not a huge fan of the old reboot series from the 90s, but I can always look at this guy as like an alternate reality or something. I mean, it says Masterverse on the box, so you know, it just, you know, it could, I mean, I know the alternate universe thing is kind of a bit of a used up trope, but I always like it, okay? But anyway, starting with Skeletor's face, I have to say that is a really good skull sculpt. I have to say it's a really good skull sculpt. That is a really good skull sculpt. That was hard for me to say. Anyway, and the right angles, those red eyes just pop. I mean, I don't know if I like Skeletor with or without pupils, but this really pops in the right light. And we got some nice sculpting here for the body armor, and this is soft plastic. Kind of, it flexes a bit, but that's fine. I like the little skull details right there. Everything else is just unpainted. A nice little skull belt there, and got the iron briefs. Skeletor's skin is still blue, but we have some sculpting detail here. We got like wires and tubing and stuff grafted to his skin. So we got some more details here. So yeah, Skeletor has definitely gone cyborg on us. And one thing I found interesting is if you look here at the elbows, his arm is at kind of a permanent angle. These elbows will not allow a straight arm, so they're always kind of going to be permanently bent. We'll get to the articulation in a bit. He's got some cool blue boots, and his feet are kind of he's no longer barefoot. Sometimes Skeletor is barefoot, sometimes he isn't. You never really know with this guy, but you know, he does stand pretty well. Oh, does he have? Yeah, he's got little pegs. He does stand pretty well. Like, didn't fall over. That's great. Do kind of dig the helmet. I do kind of dig the helmet. It's got, you know, everything is, got these little wires or connectors to this point or whatever. And the pink cape is a little soft goods. It feels okay. Actually feels kind of cool. But I love the back. Like, the cape just covers up the best detail right here. He's got this cool, like, you know, cyborged out spine. You know, you see like the spine going all the way down to the waist. You see all these little like panels and boxes and stuff. Like, this is really cool. Like, whatever happened to Skeletor, like, to F him up more than he's already F'd up. We have the Havoc Staff, which, let's get that. Let's get Skeletor out of here. Let's get him. Fine, you just stay right there. You stay there. Anyway, we have the Havoc Staff. It's just gray plastic. I don't want to really flex it too much, but that's probably as far as I'd want to flex it. Anymore, I'm afraid it might just snap in half, but yeah. Whoops. Whoop. There we go. You got some nice skull detail here. The Havoc Staff is no longer a ram's head. It's got, like, I don't know, maybe they're lasers, little zappers or something, tasers. I don't know what it is, but it looks good. Nothing much for the handle, and then we have, like, a sharp end so that Skeletor can at least run you through. Now, taking off Skeletor's helmet, which, you know, no detail on the inside, but again, we got some more great detailing right there at the back of the head. Look at that. You know, again, you know, he's got, I don't know, something plugged into his brain. But, like, look at that. Like, is that, like, just rendered flesh or something? Am I saying that right? Rendered flesh? I don't know. But, like, is that what Skeletor always looked like underneath the cape and cowl of the original series? Like, is that what's left over from his skin? Like, that's pretty gross, man. That is some disgusting detail. I mean, maybe it's just green hair for the kids, just to assure the kids it's his green hair. But otherwise, this head sculpt is really cool. I mean, this is the most I have ever gushed about the New Adventures of He-Man in my entire life. I want that noted. This is the most. Now, Skeletor does have. Let's get that helmet back on. That probably protects him from horrible damage. But he does have, the only other items that comes with him are two closed. Are we gonna focus? No. The only other items he has are two closed fists. So you take off. Well, let's try this. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. All right, one fist down. There we go. One on there. Take this one off. Takes a little bit of muscle. Maybe after some use he'll wear down, but there we go. So, you know, Skeletor can engage in some fisticuffs. Put up your dukes, He-Man. Let's fight like men. Anyway, it's not bad, you know. I mean, considering this is the only item, it's, you know, one hand. But that's fine. Let's get to some articulation. Starting with Skeletor's head. It looks like we have a ball joint, and it looks like it might be a double ball joint. Yeah, I think there's a ball joint on each end, so he can look everywhere. He can look up. He can look down. He can have his helmet blind him. Not really a feature, I don't think. But, you know, not bad. Looks like we got a universal joint there for the armpit, so we can kind of go full rotation there. We have a bicep swivel. That can, you know, he's a cyborg, so I guess he could just go all crazy with that. Double joint at the elbow, even though the arm won't, like the thickness of the arm won't really allow too much of a bend. I mean, it's a good bend, don't get me wrong. It's a good bend, but because of the sculpting and the plastic, that's as far as that's ever going to go. But, and then again, that's as straight as that's ever going to go. Let's see, we got a torso ball joint here, so he can kind of shimmy and dance. Yeah, he's got some moves. Does he have a waist? Yep, he's got waist articulation. Waist articulation too. So he can go that, and then he can go that, and then he's just all backwards. All right, that's freaking me out. And let's see, we got ball joint at the hips, but because of the iron undies, they only go so far. We got thigh swivel. Look at that go. We have double knee joint. Let's see where we can go with this. Oh, that's not so bad. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. That's pretty good. Now, I think we have, we have calf swivel, too. Physically impossible, but whatever. He's a cyborg. This Skeletor is a cyborg. It is totally possible for a cyborg. And do we have a ball joint here? I want to say yes. But it seems very limited. It looks like it could tilt. It looks like it could point, but it's not. So I think we only have an ankle tilt. Yeah, if you see there is definitely a hinge. So that implies the foot could go up and down, but it doesn't. I don't really want to force it, to be honest. But he can do an ankle tilt. So posing and balancing Skeletor did take a little bit of effort, no thanks to those meager ankle pivots. The toy is capable of some action poses as long as you're patient in positioning those feet. Skeletor can hold a standing pose just fine as long as you just want him on your shelf. And I suppose if you were to get this for a kid, because who gets toys for kids? Skeletor overall feels solid enough that he could probably survive light to moderate play. Lastly, let's get to some comparisons here, starting off with New Adventures of He-Man. And here we have classic Skeletor, but I believe this was a DC crossover version. He was packed in with Lex Luthor. Masterverse Revelation Skeletor. He needs to stand because he kind of sucks. Lastly, the Masters of the Universe Classics 87 movie Skeletor. So they all pretty much, are about the same height. I would say New Adventures might be the tallest out of all of them, though his knees are kind of bent for stability, and he's kind of standing awkwardly, also due to stability issues. And this one has no excuse. He's just definitely shorter than New Adventures Skeletor. But yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. I really like New Adventures Skeletor. I have to say, I might not have liked the show, but this is a fun, I guess, what if alternate reality version of Skeletor. Take that for what you will. This is a fun alternate Skeletor. All right, maybe he got more effed up than he already is, and he ends up into that. Whatever. Doesn't really matter with these toys. The Masterverse series is just fun. It's just a fun thing to do. And, I'm not getting every single one of them, but I'm definitely getting some of the more obscure ones. And, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Anyway, so this Skeletor, he might not pose the best. He does have some issues with the feet. He does have some issues with stability. As long as he's standing up straight, he's fine. But other poses, yeah, there is some awkwardness and there is some difficulty with posing this guy. But I think the head sculpt is great. The mechanical details are really, really good. Maybe some paint applications on some of the cybernetics would have been nice, but you get like a really cool face sculpt, and it's just a fun reinterpretation of Skeletor. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Simple and quick. I'm JimClassic. You have been watching Geekin' It, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.